Hello Arsenal fans, welcome back to Gooner News London, your go-to source for all things Arsenal. A huge thank you for your continued support and for always tuning in. Today, I've gathered the top Arsenal news you won't want to miss. Let's dive in. Arsenal's FA Cup journey came to a stunning halt today after a nail-biting clash with Manchester United. But that's not the only headline coming out of North London. With Jorginho, Zinchenko, and even a possible new signing in the mix, could Arsenal's squad be about to change in a big way? Plus, could Jorginho and Marquinhos be the future of the Gunners? Let's break it down. Jorginho may not start every match for Arsenal, but his impact on the team is undeniable. From his calmness under pressure to his leadership in the dressing room, the experienced midfielder has become a vital part of Mikel Arteta's squad. But here's the twist. Several clubs in Brazil are knocking on the door, hoping to bring him back home. So, what's next for Jorginho? First, let's talk about Jorginho's role at Arsenal. While he may not be a regular starter, his experience and reliability make him one of Mikel Arteta's most trusted options. He's the kind of player who steps in seamlessly, whether it's to control the tempo or steady the ship during tough games. And let's not forget his influence off the pitch. Teammates speak highly of his professionalism and leadership, making him an essential figure behind the scenes. When it comes to contract extensions, Jorginho seems to be in a stronger position than Thomas Partey. Arsenal reportedly values Jorginho's contributions and sees him as a key player for the remainder of their Premier League campaign. Partey, on the other hand, faces an uncertain future, making Jorginho the safer bet for squad stability. But here's where things get interesting. According to ESPN, top Brazilian clubs Flamengo and Palmeiras are actively pursuing Jorginho. Flamengo, in particular, is exploring ways to make this deal happen. These clubs are offering him the chance to play a prominent role back home in Brazil's top flight. It's a tempting proposition. After all, Brazil is where Jorginho's career began, and a return could bring a sense of homecoming. But is he ready to leave Europe just yet? That's the big question. From Arsenal's perspective, keeping Jorginho could be crucial. As they push for the Premier League title, his experience and leadership could make all the difference in the final stretch. Whether it's stepping in during an injury crisis or mentoring younger players, Jorginho's value goes beyond the stat sheet. So, what factors will shape his decision? Staying in Europe keeps him at the heart of the action in one of the world's top leagues. But a move to Brazil offers the chance to reconnect with his roots and take on a leadership role in his home country. It's not an easy choice, and it'll depend on both his ambitions and Arsenal's plans for him. One thing's clear. Jorginho's next move could have a big impact, not just on his career, but on Arsenal's season. Should Arsenal hold onto him for their title charge, or is a return to Brazil the better option for the midfield maestro? Zinchenko's time at Arsenal could be coming to an end, with Inter Milan and Fenerbahce both showing interest in the Ukrainian. If this move goes through, it could signal a major reshuffle in Arsenal's defensive ranks. Let's break down how we got here and what this means for the club moving forward. Zinchenko's Arsenal story began with high expectations. Signed in 2022, he slotted into Mikel Arteta's tactical system seamlessly, offering an inverted fullback role that contributed both defensively and in the build-up play. His debut season was stellar, and fans were optimistic about what the future held. But since then, Zinchenko's form has taken a downturn. Injuries and inconsistent performances have overshadowed his initial promise. While he's still capable of moments of brilliance, the reliability that made him indispensable in his first season seems to have waned. Tactical adjustments by opponents and his defensive vulnerabilities have also exposed weaknesses in his game. As Zinchenko's struggles continue, rumors about his exit have gained momentum. Inter Milan is reportedly in discussions with Arsenal, exploring the possibility of bringing the defender to Serie A. Meanwhile, Turkish giants Fenerbahce are said to be monitoring the situation closely. According to reports, they're ready to step in with an offer if talks between Inter and Arsenal break down. If these moves materialize, it would mark a significant shift for Arsenal, not just in terms of personnel, but also in the tactical options Arteta has relied on. Zinchenko's exit would leave a noticeable gap in the squad, but he isn't the only left-back rumored to be on the way out. Kieran Tierney, another fan favorite, is also expected to depart this window, with reports linking him back to his former club. Despite his qualities, Tierney has struggled to fit into Arteta's system, which relies on a more versatile left-back role. His limited game time this season has made his exit feel inevitable. The potential departure of both Zinchenko and Tierney would leave Arsenal with a major headache. Losing two recognized left-backs in one transfer window isn't a situation any club would want, especially when competing on multiple fronts. So, what's next for Arsenal? Ricardo Calafiori, who joined the squad recently, is one option. However, his injury history raises questions about whether he can be relied upon for the remainder of the season. While some fans believe the squad has enough depth to cope without signing a new left-back, others argue that reinforcements are necessary to avoid defensive vulnerabilities. Arteta could also look to utilize versatile players like Tomiyasu or Gabriel in makeshift roles, but these solutions are far from ideal. The lack of a natural left-back could become a glaring issue, especially during the crucial second half of a season. Interestingly, this situation has reignited a running joke among Arsenal fans that the club always prioritizes signing defenders over attackers. While Arsenal's attack has been solid this season, some fans feel that an attacking signing should take precedence over bolstering the defense. If Arsenal were to sign a new left-back this window, it would only add fuel to the fire of this ongoing gag. Still, the balance between strengthening the defense and maintaining attacking momentum is a delicate one. It's a decision that will undoubtedly shape Arsenal's trajectory for the rest of the season. Alexander Zinchenko's potential departure marks a significant moment for Arsenal. Along with Tierney's likely exit, the club could find itself navigating a left-back crisis unless reinforcements are brought in. Marquinhos is heading out on his fourth loan spell. This time, the 21-year-old Brazilian winger is set to join Cruzeiro in the Brazilian Serie A until December. For a player once touted as a promising prospect, this move further underscores that Marquinhos is no longer part of Arsenal's long-term plans. It's safe to say he has become something of a forgotten man at the club. When Marquinhos arrived at Arsenal, there was genuine excitement about his potential. However, he has spent most of his time away from North London, struggling to make a mark during loan stints. His time at Norwich City was marred by limited game time and lackluster performances. A move to Nantes in League One didn't fare much better, as he failed to deliver the kind of impact Arsenal fans hoped for. Most recently, Marquinhos returned from a year-long spell at Fluminense. While his numbers, 2 goals and 2 assists in 29 appearances, weren't exactly eye-catching, they did show glimpses of his talent. Now, with a fresh opportunity at Cruzeiro, Marquinhos has another chance to rediscover his form and rebuild his reputation. Arsenal confirmed Marquinhos' move to Cruzeiro on their official website, outlining the terms of the loan, which will last until the end of the Brazilian Serie A season in December. For Marquinhos, this could be a pivotal moment in his career. He'll need to capitalize on the opportunity to improve his stats, contribute more consistently, and finally have a standout campaign. This loan move, however, raises bigger questions about Arsenal's strategy. For Arsenal, the move seems less about developing Marquinhos for the first team and more about increasing his stock value for a potential sale. In hindsight, his transfer to Arsenal feels like a failed gamble. Yet, a strong showing at Cruzeiro could allow the club to recoup some of the investment made in him. The timing of this loan also highlights a pressing concern for Arsenal's squad depth. With Bukayo Saka sidelined by injury, many fans wondered if Marquinhos could have been kept as a backup option for the right wing. However, this loan move suggests that Arsenal's coaching staff doesn't view him as ready for such responsibility. This brings us to a critical question. Who will Arsenal turn to in order to strengthen their attack? As of now, there's been little indication of the club's willingness to spend during this transfer window. Fans are growing restless, and the lack of reinforcements has only fueled speculation about potential targets. While some supporters argue that loaning Marquinhos was a mistake given Saka's injury, others see it as a necessary step to give him regular playing time. What's clear is that Arsenal need to act decisively if they hope to maintain their momentum this season. As Marquinhos embarks on this new chapter with Cruzeiro, Arsenal fans will be watching closely, hoping for an outstanding campaign that boosts his value. Meanwhile, the focus shifts back to North London, where supporters are eagerly awaiting news of attacking reinforcements. Arsenal's transfer window may have been quiet so far, but there's still time for surprises. For now, all we can do is stay hopeful and trust that the club has a plan to address these gaps before the window closes. As always, let's keep the faith and look forward to what comes next. Two giants of English football, battling for a place in the next round, gave us a game filled with twists, turns, and plenty of talking points. In the end, it was Manchester United who triumphed, securing a 5-3 victory on penalties after a 1-1 draw in normal time. From the first whistle, Arsenal looked like the team to beat. Dominating possession and creating wave after wave of attacks, the Gunners put Manchester United on the back foot early on. Gabriel Martinelli thought he'd given Arsenal the lead in the 18th minute, finishing off a slick move. But celebrations were cut short as VAR ruled him offside. Undeterred, Arsenal continued to push, pinning United deep in their own half. But disaster struck in the 40th minute when Gabriel Jesus was stretchered off with what appeared to be a serious injury. A heartbreaking moment for Arsenal fans, as the Brazilian's absence would be sorely felt. Despite dominating the half, Arsenal couldn't find a breakthrough, heading into the break frustrated, but still in control. The second half began with a shock for the Gunners. Barely 5 minutes in, Bruno Fernandes found the net for Manchester United, silencing the Arsenal crowd. It was a gut punch, but Arsenal responded with determination. Kai Havertz had a golden chance to equalize shortly after, but fluffed his lines, a moment that summed up Arsenal's night. The game took a dramatic turn when United's Diogo Dalot received a second yellow card, reducing the Red Devils to 10 men. Arsenal wasted no time capitalizing on their numerical advantage. Gabriel Magalhaes powered home a header to level the score, igniting hopes of a comeback. Those hopes seemed set to soar when Arsenal were awarded a penalty. Martin Ødegaard stepped up, but his spot kick was brilliantly saved by Altay Bayındır. Moments later, Declan Rice missed another clear-cut chance. The frustration continued as Kai Havertz squandered yet another opportunity. Arsenal's dominance was undeniable, but their inability to convert chances was proving costly. As the match moved into extra time, Arsenal came out firing. Declan Rice came agonizingly close twice, his efforts narrowly missing the target. At the other end, Manchester United's Joshua Zirkzee forced David Raya into a stunning save, reminding everyone that United still had their own threats. Injuries continued to plague Arsenal, with Jorginho forced to leave the pitch. Despite being a man down, United's defense held firm, showing incredible resilience to keep the Gunners at bay. With neither side able to find the decisive goal, the match headed to a penalty shootout. Penalty shootouts are always a test of composure, and Manchester United delivered. Converting all 5 of their penalties with clinical precision, United left Arsenal no room for error. The Gunners, however, faltered. A missed penalty proved to be the difference, as United sealed a dramatic 5-3 victory to knock Arsenal out of the FA Cup. So, where did it go wrong for Arsenal? Despite dominating large portions of the game, their inability to finish chances ultimately cost them. Injuries to key players like Gabriel Jesus and Jorginho only added to their woes. On the other hand, Manchester United's resilience and Altay Bayındır's crucial saves were pivotal in securing the win. For Arsenal, this result raises questions about their depth and ability to handle high-pressure moments. For United, it's a confidence-boosting victory that could spark momentum in their season. What a game it was, packed with drama, tension, and heartbreak. Arsenal fans will be left wondering what might have been, while Manchester United march on, buoyed by a hard-fought victory. Arsenal has long been tracking Ajax's rising star Jorginho, but recent reports suggest that the Gunners may be falling behind in the race for the talented defender. With competition heating up, Arsenal's hopes of signing one of Europe's most promising young players now hang in the balance. Let's dive into why Jorginho has become such a coveted prospect and where Arsenal stands in this high-stakes battle. Jorginho's rise to prominence has been nothing short of remarkable. Born in Rotterdam in 2006, The 18-year-old defender has quickly made a name for himself as one of the brightest talents to emerge from Ajax's renowned academy. Hado's versatility, allowing him to play as both a center-back and left-back, combined with his technical prowess and composure on the ball, has turned heads across Europe. Since making his senior debut for Ajax at just 16, he has solidified his place in the first team, amassing nearly 100 appearances, an impressive feat for someone so young. Last summer, Hado had the opportunity to leave Ajax as several clubs expressed interest in luring him away. However, he chose to stay, believing that Amsterdam was the best place for his development. It was a wise decision, as Hado has continued to hone his skills and cement his reputation as a future star. But as the current season nears its conclusion, the question of his next move looms larger than ever. This time around, the competition for Hado's signature is fiercer. Reports suggest that Chelsea has surged ahead of Arsenal in the race to sign the young defender. Known for their aggressive transfer strategy, Chelsea has been investing heavily in youth talent, and they appear ready to offer Hado an attractive package to join their ranks. Meanwhile, Real Madrid has also entered the fray, reportedly eyeing Hado as a solution to bolster their defensive options after recent injuries to key players. For Arsenal, this presents a significant challenge. Despite their long-standing interest in Hado, they now face stiff competition from clubs with deeper pockets and equally compelling projects. Ajax is said to be open to selling Hado if the right offer comes along, with a reported price tag of £40 to £45 million. Given Hado's contract with Ajax runs until 2028, any club hoping to sign him will need to act decisively. Hado's appeal lies not just in his raw talent, but also in his maturity and footballing intelligence. His ability to read the game and contribute both defensively and offensively makes him a standout prospect. For Arsenal, securing a player of his caliber would be a statement of intent, reinforcing their defensive depth and signaling their ambitions for the future. However, they must move quickly to avoid being left behind by Chelsea and Real Madrid. Joral Hado's potential is undeniable, and the stakes are high for all parties involved. Whether he ends up at Arsenal, Chelsea, or elsewhere, one thing is certain. The club that secures his signature will be adding a truly exceptional talent to their roster. Arsenal fans will be hoping their club can act swiftly and decisively to make Hado a gunner. Only time will tell if they succeed, or if this is a transfer saga that ends in disappointment for the red side of North London. Thanks for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day, Gooners.